Seize Olivencia. Olivencia has been illegally under Spanish control since the mishap in 1801, Treaty of Badajoz. With Spain in civil war, they are not in a position to contest our reclaiming, for while the border dispute has great potential propaganda value for us, the town is virtually worthless strategically. If it's so worthless, why betray a fellow monarch while he struggles against atheists and traitors? Oh, we're absolutely stealing it. Yoink! That bit. That one little bit of territory. Can I build any factories there? No. Damn. Worth a try. Romanian Civil War. Romania has declared war on Iron Guard Romania. After the disastrous defeat in the Welsh Creek, the days of the Romanian monarchy were counted. After the death of Ferdinand I in 1927, the crown went to his grandson Michael, who was soon forced to abdicate and was replaced by a military dictatorship. So if the Belgrade Pact declares war on Bulgaria, they're going to be without Romania. And just those three, Bulgaria would probably win. Romania is usually the one that swings it. I'd like to see Bulgaria win. They usually get thrashed. Yes, they have indeed given Egypt its own tree. And Egypt's looking good. I'm tempted to play as Egypt. Loads of different options. Some to do with building up your own nation. Some to do with safeguarding the pyramids and things like that. Quite a few military ones. A bunch to do with the Arab Congress and thrashing the Ottomans, Copts, and religion. Yeah, it's looking decent. A little bit short, but it's looking decent. Do you want minus 500 political power or a potato patch? Asked Kaiserreich. I will take the potato patch. Thank you very much. Why is everyone having civil wars? Exactly, why? You should be calm and peaceful like Portugal. I really want to send some troops to assist you, but I can't. I could send you Lend-Lease, though. Do I want to do that, or would I rather build up an army? I'd rather build up an army, I think. So we're going to finish building that, then we're doing those, and then finishing those, and then after that, military factories, I think. Mechanical computing's complete, so we have more research. Still July, so we're a ways away. Did we stop doing... Nope, we're still working on that. Cruiser. We definitely want to work on a cruiser. Let's get the 1922 and then try and get the cruiser bonus before we get the 36 version. The Andre class. Turkey does not. The Ottomans do. And yes, they are different things. Eritrea revolts. Ethiopia's only gain in the Welsh Creek, the prized coastal possession of Eritrea, is now in open revolt. Disgruntled by oppression, disrespect and overtaxation, the oppressed Muslim and Christian forces of the nation have rallied under one flag and wish to free their country. The Emperor of Abyssinia has already reacted with outrage, and the Eritrean War of Independence has begun. As all the pieces are set in the table, the region watches closely. Will Somalia take the opportunity to take Harar and its other claims in the empire? Will Abyssinia manage to keep its only coastal port, or the bravery of the outrageous rebels will prevail? Time will tell. And we finished the Regia Marina. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's have a look at Eritrea, because it's the coastline over here. You guys start with 9 divisions and 5 factories versus 5 divisions and 1 factory, not even including a military factory. Really? I don't think that Eritrea is going to do particularly well. Japan announces our ambitions. Cool. Shift you over there. That gives us another naval yard. I don't think I actually want more naval yards just yet. So let's grab the Ultramarine effort. And then they enforce the Colonial Act. And then after that, Regio Regiment and Colonial War effort. Our overseas provinces, while a centrepiece of the restored government, still lag behind in many ways compared to the mainland, and are in many ways threatened by those who envy all Portugal has done for her people. A new direction will be taken to ensure their safety and prosperity. Do I like the Deutsch Africa Trina? I haven't actually looked, so I don't know. That's a good point. It's the same, isn't it? Actually, to be fair, I never played as them previously, so I can't say exactly how it was previously. Back to basics. One of the following must be true. Reform Gripper in power, the DKG are in power. Okay, so it's a choice between one of those two. Alright. Block Flemish investment. Attract Flemish investment. Flemish resource companies, seize Flemish industries. Deal with the Europeans. Disarm the Anglo security forces. Officially support the Anglo security forces. So you could actually... Does this join the Entente or something? Remove national spirit, British settlers. Oh, I see. Black Monday adjustment, fiscal austerity. Float the mark, industrial development. 1937 budget. Alright, so it's fairly improved. I really will need to try as them sometime. The Kerm and Tropical Chill, thank you very much for the follows. Oh right, they added Deutsche Africa to main menu. Cool. So the Civil War is still raging. I would say that is very much a stalemate. No land has really been gained or lost by anyone. It kind of all balances out. How's the American Civil War doing? Union State, I would say, are pushing north pretty aggressively. Staying fairly stalematy against the United States, though. There's definitely a big fight going on between these two. And New England, are you Entente? I would assume so. Yes, yes you are. Well, alright then. Yeah, I think the username colours are just automatic and random when you join. Syndicalism spreads to Burma following a string of poor decisions by the Burmese government, culminating in an order to the Royal Burmese Army to open fire on protesting students and workers. The entire country turned against the royalty. Uh-oh. The Romande question resolved after a demand by the Commune of France. Oh, yeah, Switzerland. Switzerland is one that I really do need to try sometime. After a demand by the Commune of France that the province of Romandy be ceded due to the persecution of the French minority, the Swiss government decided to avoid the threat of war and agreed. This is a victory for the French government, which had already declared the acquisition of Romandy another victory for the world's working class. So Switzerland has a focus tree now, and it's all about treading the tightrope between Germany and France, and also Italy and Austria. So you can try to align with one of them, or you can try and go it alone in like a super racist, fascist government. It's kind of crazy. But that looks interesting. Like, you are really having to play the diplomatic game to try and keep the French and the Germans from just invading you if you go slightly too far to one side. So I'm intrigued by Switzerland. Definitely going to have to try them at some point. Aha, we have delay, which gives our infantry better organisation. Let's get 20% more defence. That's one of the biggest bonuses to defence, which is pretty sweet. And also for motorised and mechanised, which is interesting because I do get pretty decent ones. And we can send out one of our armies. So let's go ahead and deploy you and build another one. Sure, why not? You train up. Marvellous! Our ideology has grown due to the popular choices. One of our loyal ministers has managed to strengthen our ideology with some additional influence. We could use this to increase our popularity. I don't really want to do that, so thank you, but no. You can have the Freemasons take over Liberia. Yep, that's true. So how am I liking the new focus trees? Most of them are good. I'm completely and utterly unimpressed by the Legation Cities one. I don't think it's very good. But the Portuguese one, I'm freaking loving it so far. I really like what they're trying to do with Switzerland. I'll need to play as them to see if it actually works, but that looks pretty cool. Liberia looks interesting just because there are a lot of different options and different choices. Siam, I really want to play a Siam one time. They seem to have gone like Russia on how complicated their one is. Order restored in Siam. Speaking of Siam, the government forces under Luang Phinbon Kram have crushed the rebels mercilessly in Siam. After he managed to stop rebel forces from entering Bangkok, government troops marched towards their strongholds and rounded up the perpetrators. Lots of these political prisoners are sent to Tarua Tau prison, a shark-infested island away from the mainland. Meanwhile, the old temporary Kana Rastodon government steps down, letting the new cabinet take office and bringing the situation within the country to normal again. Status quo has been achieved. And the Kingdom of Portugal will send them congratulations on the successful restoration of order. Yeah, the Carlists did win the Legation Cities game. Latvia's been annexed. Actually, we can have a look at that. So, Carlists, how are you looking? 30 divisions, 9 factories. 25 divisions, 11 factories. 46 divisions, but 5 factories. So the CNT have the most troops with the least factories. So if you can wear them down, then you will beat them through attrition. Spain is the weakest. Like, if they lose Madrid, which kind of looks likely, then it's GG for them, pretty much. So yeah, the Carlists are actually in a pretty decent position right now. Our overseas provinces, while a centrepiece of the restored government, has already been read. Right, let's have a look. We're going to go for the Enforce the Colonial Act, so we get the daily political power cost reduction, which would be awesome. While ground-breaking legislation has been approved in the past decades, not much effective change happened overseas. We mustn't allow complacency to take hold. Laws are made to be enforced. So there. We are short on infantry equipment. We really need some more industrial, military, factories even. Improved machine tools, that will increase the production cap, which is good. Still September 37, so we can't get the next thing. We could get reinforce rate, but I don't think we're going to be using reinforcements very heavily. I don't think we need to invest in better navy yet. Don't get those for a while. We could get motorized with an eye of getting field hospitals. Or support weapons 1, which we still don't have. Cool. Tunnel Rats, thank you very much for the follow. Only thing I like about the Legation Cities, you can have Mao's wife as the leader. Is she the opium one? The opium baron? Yeah, I completed the whole Legation Cities tree in 1939. It's way too short. Alright, so that's the loss of the infrastructure. So do I really want to focus this heavily on... No, I don't think I do. I'm going to go for military. Time to militarize. Actually, not those, because we haven't actually built up the infrastructure there yet. We'll get it on those two, though. Let's not start in Bayer. Let's start in Lisbon. Oh, Lisbon's already full. Hold on. I screwed this up. Alright, screw it. We'll get some more civilian factories, so that I can get some more infrastructure going. Isn't reinforce rate all about supply getting to their relative divisions? I don't think so. I think reinforce rate is the initiative of a unit joining a battle. There is a different thing which is reinforce... Or it might be. One of them is initiative... Hang on. How's the signals put it? Ah! Menus. Let's have a look. Support companies. Signal company. Recovery initiative is initiative. Recovery rate is how quickly you get organization back again. It's also how quickly you start. It's how quickly you get planning preparation. So yeah, reinforce rate is indeed getting troops back. Okay. You called me on it. Demolish the potato patch and build a bullet factory there instead. I don't think you can do that. There are literally no factory slots there. None. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Syndicalism prevails in the Ukraine. After the Weltkrieg, Ukraine became battleground between the pro-German Hetmanate, the Bolsheviks, Manco's Free Territory, and many other armed groups. The Hetmanate prevailed, but it turned out to be unpopular amongst the Ukrainians. And after an agricultural crisis, the infamous Black Monday, this hatred reached a breaking point. Is Portugal currently strong enough to conquer Spain? No. I have a grand total of 5 divisions. So definitely not. Once we have 15, though, I'll be able to send some to Carlist Spain to help the Carlists take over. Then we can join the Mediterranean bloc. And hopefully get Carlist Spain and the French and the Italians into it. And basically form up our own alliance rather than the Entente or whoever else. The Andre class, complete. Concentrated Industry 2, complete. 1937, not complete. Alright, let's get the reinforce rate, because you were quite right about that. And I would like to get the 1936 light cruiser, but I also really want to get the cruiser upgrade. That one. Because the next ship won't be available till 1940, which is still 2 years away. Actually, it's going to be a while before I can even get that. No, screw it. We're going to get cruisers because I want to start building them. Alright, off we go. Will I be combating the German African push? Yes. Gandhi takes power in the Bharatiya Commune. Nukes for everyone. As the leader of the Bharatiya Commune's agrarian socialist faction is recently elected head of state, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, sometimes called the Mahatma, or pure soul by his devoted countrymen, gave a fiery speech in an electrified crowd in Calcutta today, promising that there was a path to peace for the reunification of India. Enforce Colonial Act. Ah! We could get forts here. It does take 70 days, though. No, I think I'm going to get the Regulo regiments there. Because there's no such thing as maintenance in this game. Oh, hang on. Protect those. Does that... Managed to keep Angolan issue. Border issue solved. African agri... contained. Oh, aggression. That's an interesting way of spelling aggression. Middle African aggression. These are some pretty potent bonuses. Well, these 3 are fairly small, but that one's quite big. And this is another research slot, which is super freaking tempting. Because we're not at war yet. Fully mobilizes the defenses overseas and raises infantry divisions. I think I will grab this one, just so we have a couple more troops overseas. And then we'll grab these ones. Our vassal kings, loyal and thankful subjects, must realize tensions are fast rising. If they do not arm their subjects, they all risk falling under the yoke of the Hunnic Butcher. Is the Italian game still going? No, that finished. It got to the stage where I basically won everything. Well, won everything that I wanted to without it becoming a massive grind. Right, let's add you back to that army. Alright, so you guys currently have nothing to do. So I'm just going to park you here on this border. Absolutely no reason. We're just concerned about ongoing hostilities in the Spanish state. So we're going to place our positions there. Have I checked the Swiss tree out? I have, and it looks awesome. Ooh. They've changed. The status of Freemasonry. What is it with their addiction to Freemasonry at the moment? There certainly seems to be a big Freemason theme going on. But yeah, the Swiss tree looks awesome. I really like this stuff where you're trying to balance France, Germany, and then also Austria and Italy, although with lesser effect. Balancing on the diplomatic tightrope. It's pretty cool. They've gone fascist. Yes, they have. Enemies on all sides! The government has failed. I love how this is like so racist. One Swiss people, one Swiss language. Expel all foreigners. The black spot of Europe. Ugh. Playing as them would definitely encourage some interesting comments, shall we say. Do I like the additions to Germany? The ones that I've kind of recognised, yes. Like, I'm definitely going to have to play as Germany again properly one of these days. Just like I'm going to have to play as the Communion of France properly one of these days. There are just so many games, so many series that I need to do for Kaiserreich. So much more stuff here than vanilla. Good grief. Although, I have to give them credit. I like what I'm hearing about the vanilla updates for the next one. So, first of all, you have the return of battle groups. So, field marshals now command generals rather than just commanding infinite troops. So, you have field marshals, and then beneath them you have generals, and it's the generals who actually command units. I've rejoined the Entente. I did not want to join the Entente. I did not say to join the Entente. We'll talk about that in a minute. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and generals now have additional traits, not traits, that's the wrong word, statistics associated to them. So rather than just combat ability level 5, they now have attack ability, defense ability, tactical ability, and logistical ability, and different commanders will have different abilities in each of those different categories. Plus traits, which will modify those further, and I'm hoping that they add more traits to the list of possible ones, though they have not actually said anything about that just yet. So in terms of the combat operations and organisation, they've really taken a leaf out of Hearts of Iron 3's page to make that all a lot more interesting, which I'm really happy about. That is the right direction for the game to go, in my opinion. What is my plan for wars? To fight them. The Swiss tree has a branch for advanced chocolate development. What? How long until Vanilla Hearts of Iron gets another expansion pack? I mean, they're talking about what they're developing, so there is clearly something in development. I just don't think it's very far in development yet. The other thing that they've done is completely stripped out national unity. It just wasn't doing what they wanted. So there is now stability and war weariness. I think those are what they call them. War weariness is basically... No, war support, that was it. War support is basically how much the population are behind you. So if it's high war support, you get bonuses to your industry and everything, and recruitment, manpower. And if it's low, then you lose manpower, and you lose productivity because people want to leave the war. And then the other one is basically what national unity does now. It's how likely you are to capitulate, I think, if memory serves. How long to the Asia DLC? Hopefully soon, because China is crying for a focus tree. It shouldn't just be China, though. China and Communist China, though, really important nations for that era, completely ignored. And I'm actually kind of annoyed. This is supposed to be the Asia update for Kaiserreich, and they've completely ignored Qing and Ostasien Gemeinschaft, which is annoying, because those two are just crying for a focus tree as well. But instead they chose to do things like Liberia, and it's like, why? Okay, so the Dominion of India has declared war on Nepal. Iron Guard Romania took 2 states. So after the end of the Weltkrieg, the Peace of Honour, and even more so after the revolution in 25, Britain and Portugal have drifted apart, even if they are formally allied. But now storm clouds gather. Should we return to our oldest friend for aid? I'm not at war. You're at war. We will renew the oldest and greatest alliance and beat back the Syndicalist Hydra. I mean, yeah, Portugal and Britain is the oldest alliance in the world. Those two have been allied for ages. And that's why Britain got so involved in the Napoleonic Wars in Spain, which is where Wellington cut his teeth. Well, no, that was actually in India. But where Wellington gained his renown was fighting in Spain with the Portuguese against Napoleonic Spain, trying to liberate Spain for the Spanish monarchy. And they were able to do that because they had friendly access through Portugal to get into Spain. Right. No, I'm going to refrain. Because the one that I really want is an alliance with the Carlists. I want the Mediterranean bloc. Let me just double check something. Yeah, invite Portugal. I'm right there. Cool. Oh, Asia got pushed back because it was taking too long for 0.5. A plot in South Africa! Members of the Dominion Party of South Africa have told our ambassador in Pretoria that the Germans have been in secret negotiations with their government, offering to divide Mozambique with them if they support an attack on our colony. They assure us that they are doing everything in their power to stall negotiations, but if the National party wins the next election, they could have a parliamentary majority, and nothing will stop them. However, if the Dominion party were to win, they would not only halt negotiations, but also offer to guarantee our colonies. For the sake of our colonial security, it is essential that we ensure the Dominion party and English settlers secure control of South Africa. We must back the Angelos. How am I liking the Serbia focus tree? I haven't really looked at it, to be honest. I like the idea that they now have the ability to crown their king, or get a republic, or continue the regency and basically seize power. Otherwise, yeah, it looks alright. A little bit short compared to some of the other Kaiserreich things. Is there a list to what has been updated so far? Yeah, Trotling has linked it. You beat me to it! Well done. Haiti took one province. Dominican Republic was annexed. The fall of Madrid. Carlists have taken out the Kingdom of Spain. Huzzah! Good guys are winning. Carlist Spain took 11 states. Kingdom of Spain was annexed and they got 13,000 equipment. Alright, you don't need my help then. Reports from Madrid confirm that the city has been captured by advancing troops under a long, merciless fighting through the hilly terrain in the old city. Forces put up a stiff resistance, hoping to delay the forces for as long as possible, but were eventually beaten back. Well done. I haven't tried Poland yet. That's on my list. You're surprised they remained allied through the Reformation. Yeah. I think it's probably because they were both maritime powers and Britain didn't want the competition. And Portugal probably wanted some kind of guarantee against Spanish aggression. Check out Simon's Trio, please. Yeah, I will do in a moment. Right, so we've got the Regulio regiments, which we will check in a moment. And... Masters of the Realm. Available. Reached 1938. You were right, we could do it at 38. In that case, let's start doing the king and his country stuff. Because this will allow me to grow in terms of political power and stuff like that. Although we still don't have all of the industrial things done.